Hey, HappiDaze here. In today's video, we are doing some polls on the Egghead Sugofest banner for the PKA for the end of the month badge. So just a quick note, there are some boosted units on this for not only the PKA, but you do get some additional boost to the Assault Rumble, which is currently going on. So if you pull any of the rare recruits or the legends, just know that will just help your ranking in Assault Rumble. So just keep that in mind. Before we actually get into the polls, just take a quick look at the event here. 10% rate to pull a red, so it's just okay. So looking through, let's just see what happens on part 1. So obviously we have the Franky and the Brooke as the legends, and the Vegapunk units there as the rare recruits. It does go for a couple days, so a couple different parts here. Again, the parts on these banners really aren't great. There's no discounted steps. For part 1, you get a limited pull on the 8th, and then a super limited on the 12th, which is just kind of okay. I would not recommend going that high for these end of the month banners. These legends will be pullable in red tickets going forward, so it's just there's not a lot of value there. On part 1, if you go to part 30, you're not guaranteed one of the new units, so just keep that in mind. If you're going to part 30 anyway, or multi-number 30, then you're kind of crazy for these banners, but yeah, don't go to the 30th pull for any of these units. But if you do on part 2, you can go ahead and get the Franky. Part 3, you'll get the Brooke if you decide to do that. Looking at the legend list here, so who I would like to get from here, Garp would be good. I think I need 1 or 2 copies more to fully break level 5 him. The Mihawk is pretty good. The Giants are really good for PvP, so that might be useful to have. Outside of that, most of these other units are probably pretty old. Actually, the Sulong unit actually is pretty good there as well. So, and actually, it's the commanders, the sword commanders there, have some niche uses in PvP. Their confusion mechanic is pretty awesome. So if I can get 1 or 2 more copies of those, that would be good as well. So part 1 so far has about 4 or 5 units that are worth it for me, at least. Which is why I'm pulling on part 1. When you get to limited, obviously that's a pretty big pool of limited legends, which is why I wouldn't recommend going past 8 if you're going. And then when you get to the super limited step, which is 12 on part 1, this is the legends that you can pull from there. Going to part 2, not a real lot of great legends here. Halloween, the Halloween Nuta there has some usages. The Nami and Sanji are kind of new, so they have some usage in teams, but don't get that much use. But overall, like, the rest of the legends are terrible. So part 2 for legends is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty brutal. And then for part 3, Christmas Uda is good. Of course, the Usopp and Lilith are really good. See some of the uses of that Robin for PvP for some stuff. Odin and Law and those guys have long seen their time. So yeah, again, not a lot of great legends on this banner. So part 1 for me just makes the most sense based on what they offer there. These are the rare recruits that are boosted on all parts. So they do have some of the units from the swimsuit. So if you remember, if you saw my pill videos, I did pull the swimsuit Yamato. So that you can see that they have the swimsuit ulti there, and some of the other units that have come out recently. So not a bad rare recruit pool. That's being said, let's get into the polls. We're only going to do, I think, 4, just because, as you can see, I don't have a ton of rainbow gems. So it is what it is. So this is after I actually did the PKA, so I'm recording this video a little bit after. So I actually had, when you'll see when I actually start the polls, I had somewhere in the order of, I think it was like 120 gems, Rainbow Tavern medals, whatever they call them. So it was almost like 2.5 multis were free. So we'll go probably up to 4 and stop there. We'll see how we can go. I would not recommend going past 8 at the absolute maximum, so just keep that in mind. So that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the polls and see what happens. Alright, so for poll number 1, let's go ahead and get right into this, see how we can do. So we got a train. Not much going outside of that. Hey, we got some gold chests. That's always a good sign. Let's see. Can we maybe get one of the... Hey, there we go. All right, 1 rare recruit, 1 red. There we go. Hey, can we get the legend of rare recruit here and just be done? That would be nice. If we do happen to get one of the legends, that's where we're stopping. We're just going to stop where we go, even if we don't have any rare recruits. We got the Lilith there, so you love to see that. Yeah, we'll definitely take that rare recruit. And, oof, old Kaido, so definitely not what we were looking to see there. Not really that great. Aladdin, Chopper, and Akainu to wrap it up. Final poster is... Hey, we pulled both of them in 1 multi. That's actually pretty awesome. All right, so we got both the rare recruits here. So Yeah, we're definitely not going to go past 4 at this point. If we can't pull him in 4, I think that is just the end of the line for us, and it is what it is. We'll have to figure out how to get around some of these mechanics. It looks like a dead multi here, unfortunately. I think for the gimmicks for this TM, the blowaway is going to be a pain to deal with 100%, and then also I think one of the stages does have silence as well, and there's just not a lot of units that can move the silence. Of course, the new Brooke has the ability to do that with his special, so that is nice. But yeah, it's going to be, I think, a pretty brutal TM. End of the month PKA once you start getting past level 100 plus. So let's go ahead and get into the third multi, see what's going on here. Got the train, not much else going on there. Again, another dead multi. So good thing we got those 2 recruits on that first multi. Otherwise, this would be a pretty brutal set of pulls here. Again, I'm not really that upset. Hey, this is a new unit here. I don't have this ulti, so we will definitely take that. Yeah, because of the Rainbow Tavern medals, whatever they call them, it doesn't feel as bad if you don't pull the units. I know, granted, they replaced you getting gems that you could save and keep for future Sugofest, so that is a little bit of a pain if you like to save up those gems. But yeah, it kind of is what it is. But at this point, we're not doing too hot. We do have a guaranteed Sugofest on the 11th. Ooh, got the kitty cat, but not much else going there. So, yeah, it looks like we're probably not going to get one of the legends unless we just happen to get, like, super lucky. And it is what it is. So we're going to build these PKA teams. I'll probably have a video out later on tonight with some teams if you didn't pull any of the new legends, or at least using one friend captain where you don't have your own legend of either Franky or Brooke. Oh, old beard here with everyone there. So that unit actually is pretty good because I believe their captain ability has the blowaway resistance, so that will help. And we did get the Garp there, so that will definitely help. I think that's the last copy I need to get mine to level in break 5, so that's fantastic. Happy that he's finally done. He hits like a tank and ulti in page 1 to wrap it up. So outside that first multi, it just really wasn't much going on here, which kind of is what it is. Like I said, I don't mind pulling on end of the month banners if the units are also boosted on Assault Rumble. In this case, they are, so I was fine, going to 4. If you want to, like, maybe go to 8. We're not going to go to 8 here in this video, but if you want to, I could see the argument for people going up to 8 multis total, but that's going to wrap it up for us today. As I mentioned, look for some PKA videos out probably later tonight. I didn't get a chance to start it yesterday, so it'll probably be 80 plus videos at first, and then once I get past level 100, I'll throw some probably level 100 plus videos there if you didn't pull the latest and greatest unit. So keep an eye out for that. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below how your pulls went. Hopefully you're able to get one or both of the new legends or the rare recruits. And yeah, as always, until next time, be kind to each other. Thanks.